Thanksgiving. It's a time for turkey, stuffing, and awkward family gatherings. We gather around tables piled high with food. We watch football, but let's be honest, Thanksgiving is more than just a delicious meal. It's a holiday steeped in history, tradition, and dare I say, a healthy dose of political baggage. See, long before Europeans ever set foot on this continent, Native Americans were already giving thanks for the bounty of the land. Harvest festivals were a common occurrence, a way to celebrate the end of a successful growing season. These celebrations were about community, sharing, and acknowledging the interconnectedness of life. Europeans, not to be outdone, also brought their own traditions of Thanksgiving. Early settlers held Thanksgiving services, giving thanks for safe voyages and bountiful harvests. These early celebrations were often simple affairs. They were about survival and recognizing the good fortune that allowed them to persevere in a new and challenging world. But they also laid the groundwork for the Thanksgiving we know today. Now, let's talk turkey. Specifically, let's talk about the turkey that was supposedly present at the first Thanksgiving in 1621. This bird has become an iconic symbol of the holiday, but its presence at the original feast is a matter of some debate among historians. This feast, shared by the Pilgrims and the Wampanoag tribe, has become the stuff of legend. It was a moment of cultural exchange and mutual aid, a rare instance of cooperation between two very different groups. It's the Thanksgiving story we all learned in school, complete with buckle hats, cornucopias, and an ample supply of historical inaccuracies. The narrative has been simplified and romanticized over the years, often glossing over the complexities of the actual event. The truth, as always, is a bit more complicated. Historical records suggest a more nuanced picture of the interactions between the Pilgrims and the Wampanoag people. Yes, there was a feast. It was a grand affair with a variety of foods, including venison, seafood, and perhaps some wildfowl. And yes, it did involve Pilgrims and Native Americans. They came together to celebrate the Pilgrims' first successful harvest, a crucial moment for the survival of the fledgling colony. But it wasn't the cozy gathering of friends our history books speak of. The event was a strategic meeting, filled with political undertones and negotiations. It was a 3-day event marked by feasting, games, and a fair amount of political maneuvering. Both sides had their own agendas and interests to protect. The Wampanoag brought much of the food and shared their knowledge of the land and its resources. They were there to forge an alliance with the Pilgrims, an alliance that would ultimately prove both beneficial and devastating for their tribe. This partnership was crucial for the Pilgrims' survival, but came at a great cost to the Wampanoag people in the years that followed. So how did Thanksgiving become a national holiday anyway? Now comes Lincoln's Proclamation and Sarah Hale's campaign. Thanksgiving, as it turns out, has a knack for popping up at pivotal moments in American history. It's a holiday that has woven itself into the very fabric of the nation, appearing at times when unity and gratitude were most needed. Take, for instance, the Civil War. A time of great strife and division, where the country was torn apart by conflict and differing ideologies. In the midst of a nation divided, President Abraham Lincoln decided that what America really needed was a good old-fashioned holiday. He believed that a day of Thanksgiving could serve as a balm for the nation's wounds, and so, in 1863, he officially declared Thanksgiving a national holiday. This proclamation was more than just a piece of paper. It was a call for unity and reflection. Now, some might say that Lincoln was simply a fan of turkey and stuffing, but there was much more to his decision than just a love for a hearty meal. Truth is, his decision was as much political as it was culinary. Lincoln saw Thanksgiving as an opportunity to bring people together, to remind them of their shared values and common goals. By establishing a national holiday focused on unity and gratitude, Lincoln hoped to heal the wounds of war and remind Americans of their shared bonds. It was a strategic move to foster a sense of national identity and togetherness. Of course, it's worth noting that Lincoln wasn't acting alone. He had support from various quarters, including a determined woman who had been advocating for this cause for years. Behind the scenes, a woman named Sarah Josepha Hale had been campaigning tirelessly for decades to make Thanksgiving a national holiday. Hale, a writer and editor, saw Thanksgiving as a way to promote national unity and morality. She believed that a day dedicated to giving thanks could help mend the social fabric of the country. Her relentless campaigning and persuasive writing played a crucial role in making Thanksgiving the cherished holiday it is today. Now let's talk Thanksgiving and politics, from the Civil War to Baghdad. Thanksgiving, it seems, has a way of becoming entangled with politics. During the Civil War, both the Union and the Confederacy issued Thanksgiving proclamations, each side claiming God's favor in their cause. Fast forward to 2003, and we find President George W. Bush enjoying a Thanksgiving dinner with troops in Baghdad. The message was clear as gravy: we're celebrating freedom even in the middle of a war zone. These examples highlight how Thanksgiving has been used to bolster patriotism, justify military actions, and promote political agendas. It's also a reminder that even the most seemingly innocent of holidays can be co-opted for political purposes. So what about Native American perspectives and modern celebrations? If we're being honest, the traditional Thanksgiving story, the one with the happy pilgrims and the helpful Indians, it's a bit of a whitewashed version of history. It glosses over the dark aspects of colonization, colonialism, and the displacement and oppression faced by Native Americans. For many Native Americans, Thanksgiving is a day of mourning, a reminder of the injustices inflicted upon their ancestors. It's also a reminder that history is complex and that our national holidays often carry a heavy weight of symbolism and controversy. So, as you gather around the table this Thanksgiving, surrounded by your family and friends, take a moment to reflect on the true meaning of the holiday. Give thanks for the good things in your life, but also remember those who have been marginalized and forgotten. Acknowledge the complexities of our history. And maybe, just maybe, try to avoid talking politics with your uncle who wears the Make Thanksgiving Great Again hat. Trust me, it's for the best. Embrace the opportunity to learn more about Native American cultures and traditions. Explore their rich heritage through art, music, and storytelling. Participate in community events and support Indigenous businesses. Listen to Native American voices and their perspectives on history and modern issues. This Thanksgiving, let's strive for a deeper understanding and a more inclusive celebration. Together, we can honor the past while building a more respectful and inclusive future. Be safe and have a happy Thanksgiving.